willing to take a chance on the American workers. For more, let me bring in Michigan Congressman Gary Peters. Gary, this is a story that is not getting a lot of attention, but since they're crying about government takeovers and socialism and government intrusion, I thought we should point out that where the credit markets dried up on Wall Street and GM couldn't get any money anywhere else, the government, you and me, the taxpayers, stepped in and let workers try for another day. What about it?
Well, you're absolutely right, Ed. This is a big victory for American workers, American families. We had a situation because of the mess on Wall Street and the unbridled greed that existed on Wall Street that brought our economy to its knees, and the auto industry was in a horrible situation. And if it was not for the government stepping forward and providing loans to the auto industry, you would have seen not only those hundreds of thousands of jobs at GM, but also at Chrysler and all the auto suppliers and auto dealers. There were millions of jobs at stake that would have been lost. It was very clear without this help from the government, these companies would have liquidated, and we would have lost a major component of manufacturing and might have well lost all of manufacturing in this country, because you need a strong auto sector in order to have manufacturing. And without manufacturing, you don't have good paying middle class jobs for hundreds of thousands of families.
And how much Republican support did you get on this loan effort to GM?
Almost zero. I mean, Republicans continue to fight it. In fact, even last week, I continue to hear Republicans talking about this bailout of GM and how the government shouldn't have done that. I just would challenge them to look in the faces of those millions of families that have jobs today and have a secure future, and is getting brighter and brighter every day. And that would not have been the case had the government not stepped up.
So the Republicans deregulated Wall Street. They went and played with their money, fell flat on their face, yet when it came time to help the blue-collar workers and the middle classers of this country, they didn't want to do that. But now that we have a success story, does President Obama get any credit at all for sticking his neck out and leading the way? He put together an auto task force to come up with solutions and then stepped out and made it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The American public needs to realize this story. Certainly we know it in the Midwest because of all of the impact it directly has on us. But this is not just about the Midwest. This is a strategic industry for the entire country and jobs all over the country. And I think had we not done this, if we would have let this credit crisis with greed run wild on Wall Street, the credit crisis bring down the American auto industry, we would have looked back and said, how could that have happened? How could that have happened on anybody's watch? But it certainly took a lot of courage to step forward and make that kind of investment necessary to protect these good-paying jobs in the manufacturing sector, which in my mind, you cannot have a strong country, you can't have a strong democracy if you don't actually build something. This is not about gambling on Wall Street. This is about making tangible products that we can sell here in our country and export to other countries as well.
And the future is bright for GM because they got the Volt coming out. Their technology when it comes to battery-operated cars, electric cars, is advancing. I think this is a great story, but of course, none of the Republicans wanted to make it happen. Congressman Peters, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Great to be with you, Ed.
You bet.